guys, just Trina. People ask me why I am so obsessed with organic coffee. It has to be organic or I'm not drinking it. I'm not because I'm a foo-foo or I'm too good for regular coffee. It's just after a while you educate yourself on a lot of these things and then you just don't want to go back. Example with coffee is that I spend the money to buy organic coffee beans because I learned about a toxic pesticide called endosulfan. Endosulfan, look it up. Let me see if I. Endosulfan, if I remember, I think it's Endosulphan. Something like that. Endosulfan. And then I think it was also in Wikipedia spelled with an F too, just to get you there. Anyway, endosulfan is a really bad pesticide that's banned in most parts of the world. Like most of our countries all know, they're smart enough to know that it's bad. It causes a lot of birth defects. It's an endocrine disruptor. Say that a few times. Endocrine disruptor. It means too much of it can mess with the organs, the sex organs of children and developing fetuses. Anyway, the research told me that the life, I forget how they put it, but the breakdown of this, it comes in, it's like almost like a syrup or wax. It's coating, it's so heavy. But the life breakdown of this product takes so long. It's like 7 years to clean the soil that it was last in. So the breakdowns of half-lives. So say they treated it this year. Well, next year you'd think it would be it takes like 7 years of its half-lives to dissolve and dissipate to be non-existent. So that's why it's really important that you try not to use this or any of the pesticides with it in it. And the United States still uses it quite widely on a lot of produce and stuff you might have in your refrigerator right now that you don't even know. And the problem behind endosulfan is it doesn't have to be listed as such. So I know I get off track here, but talking about coffee, you can look up all kinds of produce and of course you want to go as much organic as possible because anything leafy or without a peeling or a husk or a shell that you're going to remove that before you eat it. That acts as a protective barrier. But like leafy or root grown vegetables where you eat the skin and potatoes and carrots and onions, they grow underneath the ground, but you don't peel away enough of that outer edge like some people still eat, the carrot skins and the potato skins. I love potato skins. Anyway, so you want to get as much organic with root-grown vegetables as well because they're growing in the dirt. The dirt doesn't get recycled every year or every crop. So if you're getting pesticides, fertilizers, all kinds of these, products that they put in to make their vegetables and produce bigger and more pretty and less susceptible to bugs and pests, you are also going to ingest that in the food as it's absorbing, as it's growing. So getting back to coffee. Endosulfan is widely used in a lot of produce and in the food industry, but you don't see it so much on coffee because when endosulfan is sprayed, it's not coffee technically. It's not coffee until the beans are harvested and roasted. Then it becomes coffee. But before it's a bean, it's sprayed. But with endosulfan, is used while it's still considered a flower or a berry. The coffee bean isn't a bean yet, it's still in the flower or berry stage, and then it's treated with this endosulfan, which is highly toxic. It's really, really bad. I encourage you to look it up, Wikipedia, Google, any of those search engines, and look up endosulfan, okay? And then if you're really gung-ho, we should reach out to our civic leaders and ask why we're still allowed so many toxic food chemicals and additives and preservatives that are causing cancer, causing all kinds of ailments. So anyway, getting back to the bean. try to buy as much organic as possible. I like to do fresh organic roasted coffee beans because while it's ground up, it dries out. So the freshest way to get your coffee is through the beans. So I spend a little extra and get the organic coffee beans and then grind them up myself. And that way you get the freshest, cleanest possible coffee. So, and this is I got this as a gift a long time ago, a little Cuisinart, a little grinder. Oh, we gotta plug it in first. Makes more noise when you plug it in. So that's why it's by the organic coffee. Endosulphan, look it up. It's frightening. You'll never go back. Pay a little extra. I don't know how much you're spending on your morning routine. There's a lot of people who spend a lot of those big bucks. Coffee places and such, but it's smell. If you could just smell that. But anyway, so spend a little extra, invest in yourself, and get yourself the organic coffee. Take care.